Have you ever wanted to add B-roll to a project you're working on, but you had to go look at another project to find that B-roll? It happens to me quite a bit. So welcome back to Create a Reality, my friend. Today, we're taking a look at markers in Davinci Resolve. I know, it sounds really glamorous, and it is. It's also insanely helpful. Not to over-dramatize it, but in today's video, we're gonna take a look at what markers are, what you can do with them, some use cases, and some neat tricks to play with them. So let's dive into Davinci Resolve and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here I have a project where I rode down the same road twice, and I used this sign on the return trip. So I basically went down this road 4 times, but I wanted to sync up the footage later on, and I wasn't sure exactly where I was going to cut because I was talking during the ride, and I wanted to use that too. That's just one of my use cases because I was going to have this footage side by side and synced up, and I just didn't want to edit anything permanently and make cuts that I would then have to undo, so markers come in really handy for that. What is a marker? Let us take a look at that. All these blue tick marks right here, these are all markers, and these red ones over here, and over here in a clip. Yes, you can attach a marker to a clip or your timeline. Let's take a look at a marker, and then we'll take a look at how they apply differently to timelines and clips. Now, if I alt mouse wheel to zoom in, I've got a marker, and if I click on it, I'm right there, and notice I have snapping turned on. If I turn it off, I can click real close to it, but not get on the same exact frame. But if I enable snapping and then click near it, it'll select it, and you'll notice that marker comes up right here. So it's showing that you're on the marker, and you just got to click kind of close to it. If I zoom out, it'll snap even further away rather. So let's take a look at what a marker is. First of all, you create it by using this icon right here. So if I have my playhead here and I click on this icon, it creates a new marker. And then if I Control Z to undo that, I can actually hit the down arrow and choose green, and it creates a green one. Control Z to undo. It does change your default color here, so I like my default color to be blue, and then I'll go into it and change the color in just a minute. Now, if you have a clip selected, like right here, I've got this clip selected, and I click the marker icon, it creates it on the clip. So let's open up a marker and take a look at it. You can open them up by double-clicking them, and it gives you the time code of where the marker is and a duration. You can actually enter 1 second for this, or however many frames you need the duration of a marker to be, and I'll show a use case for that in a minute. And you can change the name, you can add notes and keywords, but I don't really use the keyword, but you can also change the color too, or you can remove the marker. So I'm going to click done, and you'll see that now it's split. More on that in a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me Control Z to undo that marker. Now, if I make a cut here with Control B and I select this clip and I press delete to do a ripple delete, you'll notice that these markers all moved. But if I Control Z to undo that and then I move the clip around, you'll notice they don't move with the clip. Control Z to undo it again. Now this clip has a marker on it, and if I pick it up and move it, you'll see that that marker has moved with it. So that's pretty handy. You have the differentiation between the two. Let's take a look at some of the use cases that I've done with this. And in my case, I like to choose red for where I want to add B-roll. So in this case, I left B-roll right here because I'm talking about whatever it is, the lens deal in this picture. And I wanted to show that, but I had to go find that image somewhere else and bring it in. So I had to leave the project and come back, and I created a marker to keep track of that. In another scenario, you might want to add B-roll in, but you know that you want to add it from here to here. So we'll start with our playhead right here, select our clip, and we'll click the marker icon. And see, I don't use them on the clips generally because they don't show up well. I mean, you can see the one here pretty clearly, but this one is obscured. So Control Z to undo. I'll just make sure that I click in blank space first and then click the marker icon. And it creates it right up here in our timeline timecode area. And I want the B-roll to go to here. So I'll click another marker. And then let's say this was my B-roll. I can alt drag it to create a duplicate, and it's automatically going to snap. See, I've got snapping turned on here. If I turn it off, I can move this willy-nilly. But if I turn snapping back on, now it's snapping to that. And just to make sure you see it, you see where it's got that gray line? That's where it's going to be snapping to. And then if I move my playhead, it'll still snap to the end of the clip. How cool is that? That's pretty helpful, right? Just like this video, boop the like button. You're learning something about Davinci Resolve that may save you time. Also, if you use markers, I want to know in the comment section below if it's saving you any time. But then I've added my B-roll. That's all well and good. Let's Control Z to undo that, and we'll get rid of those markers. I showed you a duration earlier, right? This is really slick. So we could come in here and create a marker, double click on it, change the duration to 3 seconds, and there we go. Now we've got a split marker. Or I could Control Z to undo that. I could create a marker, and then I'll move my playhead so you see this clearly. I'm going to hold Alt on my keyboard, and then if you click and drag the right or left side of the marker, it'll actually create that split. So we wanted to go to here, right? There it is. Now if I Control Z to undo that and I drag from the left side, you'll see that we're changing the start of it, and it's snapping to the audio here, by the way. But how neat is that? We can say this is where we want our B-roll, and then we drag our B-roll in. It goes to the start, it goes to the end, and boom, we've saved some time. How handy is that? And you can change the colors willy-nilly. I use it for adding B-roll, adding pictures, where I might want to cut. There's so many neat uses for this, and if you double click on here and you say notes, add B-roll of riding, and click done, when you hover over it, it gives you the note right there. It shows you exactly what that marker is for. So I think that's really cool. And then once you're all done, I did show you clear all earlier. If I come here and click my down arrow and click clear all, and then Alt mouse wheel, all of them are gone. But it only gets rid of the timeline ones. It doesn't get rid of the ones on the clips. You can see we still have them here on this clip and here on that clip. Control Z to undo it brings back all the markers, which I think it's really handy. And I'm just going to reiterate, this was a huge time saver for this project in particular, because I did have that use case of I need the whole footage and then I want to sync it up later and I don't know what I'm going to use. So I did a pre-edit with the markers. And once I was done and figured out exactly where I was going with the video, I just went marker to marker to marker and cut and deleted, and it made it such a time saver. So hopefully a quick tip today. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, leave me a comment below. I do appreciate your time watching today. If you have questions about Davinci Resolve, drop me a comment below. I'm happy to help. And until next time, go check out this video. It's from my catalog. You're bound to learn something, and I hope you're having a great day. John out.